We'll call to order the Public Works and Utility Committee meeting. Has attendance been taken?
Yes.
Okay, so you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Good job.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that brings us to comments from citizens.
One thing, you know me, if I'm gonna be here, I gotta say something. And you've been blessed not to have me for a couple of months. Where is the water, as far as the water quality at this point?
And what aspect would you like to know about?
Well, I mean, I know there's lots of issues. I read all your reports and I've, because, I mean.
So everything is working, everything is correct except for the softening process.
Because that's a real issue right now all over
Correct.
town.
Yeah.
And for those, some of you know, others may not, I work at Dollar General part-time, and people are just moaning and groaning and bitching about the water quality. And the comment that was made the other day that surprised me, really hadn't thought about it, was, well, when our hot water heaters and all of our ice makers go out, who's gonna be responsible for it?
Well, so there's two solutions to that. Either they can buy a water softener for their own home, which a lot of people still have even with our water plant when it's running at 100%. We only soften the water so much.
Oh, I know that, I know that.
Well, so just so if somebody says that, we can only soften the water so much, so that way, as far as efficiency and cost-wise, lime costs a lot of money, so we have to find that medium ground.
Oh, I understand that.
So we're never going to soften it enough to probably please people, but what we do is pretty good and a lot better than, for like rural water districts and stuff, they don't
Right.
soften.
Oh, I
period.
understand that.
So tomorrow, actually, we have the Slaker Company is flying in. They flew in today. They will be here tomorrow to start retrofitting the Slaker that we have started with to try to get it to work.
Okay.
We have our own thoughts on that. We're going to give them a shot and see where that goes, and it may work, but
Like I said, I just wanted
probably 2 to
everybody
3
to
weeks
know
we
that
should
that's
know.
what everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
There's so extra much calcium in the water right now, and
Yeah.
more than normal. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah, no, it is, and it shows up. I met with a customer today. It shows up. You see it on your faucets, on your shower heads.
Yeah.
All I can say is, hopefully
luck.
in 2 to 3 weeks we get something working correctly, and if it's not,
Yeah.
hang on, because it could be a whole lot longer.
Yeah. I mean, when you issued the water boil thing the other day, we sold out of water in like an hour.
Yeah, we
That was
can't
crazy.
explain what happened enough to ease people's minds.
I know.
We have to do that for,
I
we
know,
talked
it's
Heather
a
and I,
political
Heather, Mike
thing,
and I
yeah.
talked, and
Yeah.
that wasn't anything to do with a broken pipe. That was literally, we had the water plant off for some safety reasons where we were working a leak, and it just happened to get low enough that. but
I mean, it was good for
The
Dollar
pipe
General.
wasn't contaminated,
And sales tax, but.
as soon as everything calmed down, we started testing water, and it
Oh, I
tested
know.
out perfect. So
Yeah.
I wish I could explain that to everybody. Which
Oh,
I
I
just
know.
can't, so.
Well, I mean, I know because of all the meetings
Yeah, I
and
can
whatnot,
totally
so.
guess.
I just wanted to see.
Yeah, I'd say
where
2
you're
to
at.
3 weeks. We should hopefully have some pretty good answers of which direction we're gonna go. Is all I can tell you.
Okay.
Like I said, they're gonna start working on it tomorrow. I don't know how long it'll take them to retrofit it, but
Okay.
high hopes, I guess, and we'll see what happens after that.
Thank you.
Okay. On that, we'll close comments from citizens and move on to the water and sewer department. Sounds like we just got an update on this way. Or not going.
Yeah.
And hopefully, let's be optimistic that this fix works.
Yeah.
Being optimistic.
There's a chance it could, I mean, we'll see what happens,
Activity reports in the packet, anything else you want to point out?
No, I was just gonna give an update on the Slaker. We've just been trying to get everything ready for some freezing weather. Had a few frozen meters over the last couple of days due to customers taking their meter jar lids off and leaving them off. So, other than that, nothing crazy. I know we talked about water meters, so we're still waiting, I think, to hear back from them on timeline stuff. We kinda know idea-wise, but as far as water stuff goes, that's about it, I believe, on that.
Any questions for the water? No? Okay. We'll move on to the electric department. Activity report is in the packet. Anything you want to point out, sir?
Let's see, we fared pretty decent in that big windstorm, I have to say. We ended up having basically 2 broke poles, one along Highway 22, which actually didn't cause any outage whatsoever, but found it the next day. Got that taken care of, and then the other pole actually happened to be the railroad, was it Norfolk Southern or whatever, it was their meter pole. So they ended up fixing that, but we got our new voltage detector in. Did some testing out on that, been using that here quite a bit actually lately. That's gonna serve, I think, a pretty good use and be, I don't know, pretty good for safety reasons when it comes to climate, or just to make sure that things are de-energized or energized, so. Switched another pole out on Briarwood. That was a pretty good training opportunity for some of the guys. But other than that, so about it.
Okay.
Matt, I can say that I'm glad I can see you completed your Murma training, because with that going on behind me while I was doing computer work, that was riveting stuff.
Terrible. But it's finished. It is finished.
Did they have to wake you up?
No, I was awake for it. Barely, but.
Anything else for electric?
Do I write that down? That Murma training was riveting.
Have we heard anything on our truck?
No, I can't even get a call back.
That's nice.
It's like a fire truck.
Every year at the end of the year, we sell back our unused ZRCs back into the market, so we did that this year, we just authorized it. I don't really ever know what we get for them, but they just get sold back onto the market. I don't remember what ZRC stands for, I know I did at one point in time, but.
Don't look it up. Look at them pulling their phones out to look at it.
Moving on to public works. Bill?
Oh, pretty standard month. We spent quite a few days out working on South Central again. Getting pretty close. We got a few spots left we're gonna patch out there, and that street will be in really good shape now. Did some drainage work around, cleaned some ditches, some culverts. Just a pretty standard month, hauling brush and truck maintenance, and got all our plow trucks ready to go, and we have been using them.
Better to be ready.
I do have a comment about stormwater if you're there. So we've been talking about the stormwater project to improve drainage on the south side of town. It was supposed to tie together the stormwater replacement or enhancement, rebuilding the storm sewer that's underneath the extreme mark, and then also the overlay for Jefferson Street, just making all of that, everything drained better all the way through town. That's how it tied it from this end of town to the other end of town. The money that we were going to be able to use for our match of that grant was coming from transportation sales tax because of that overlay that was included in that project. Well, that got taken out of the project, and so we actually do not have enough money otherwise that would match. And so the perimeter storm sewer and the overlay was taken out of the scope of the project, and it was only focusing on the drainage in the south end of town, which is something we need to focus on, but we now do not have a match for that grant, so we're not going to be able to apply for that grant like we had anticipated.
How short are we?
The estimates came in at about 1.2 million, and the grant covers 500,000, so we're short about 500,000.
And we can't use ARPA funds as matching funds, so.
No, not for stormwater, and not for, and I do actually have the ARPA final ruling. I haven't read through all of it, but I do have it, so they did issue a final ruling. So I'll have an update.
Did they actually draw plans up for that, or did they even get that far?
I don't think that we've gotten that far, we're just doing all the preliminary work, but once Mike gets back, we'll sit down and discuss and see how we go from here. Because I think there are some options from that plan that we can do in-house, to help alleviate some of those drainage issues, and then we'll just maybe kind of take it a little piece at a time and see if we can work it out over the course of a few years.
Okay. Anything else, Phil?
Nope.
Looks like, Mr. Forsey's, report is in the packet. Any questions on that? Or any as may arise?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned.